Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the one, the only, Mr. Noli, and welcome to episode 10 in the road to Black Ops 3. So guys, we have finally made it to the end of Black Ops, and we are on the moon right now. As you can see, I'm playing with Hidden Z, and I have him on a Skype call right at this moment.
Hey, what is up guys?
So yeah, if you guys want to follow Hidden Z on Twitter, feel free to hit him up and give him a follow, and he's also got a YouTube channel as well. I'll leave that in the description, but other than that, I'm gonna start interviewing you.
Alright,
So it's gonna be similar to episode 5 when I interviewed VN here. But yeah, let's get started with the questions. So first things first, how were you introduced to zombies, and how did you come to the Call of Duty scene?
I think it was 7th or 8th grade. But I went to a friend's birthday party. It was actually like a terrible birthday party. but like there was nothing to do. But towards the end of the night, like everybody else went home, and it was like guys spending the night and everything. All the chicks went home, you know, because middle school was like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he pulled out his Xbox and he started playing Noctur and Toten because it was on World at War. I think it was on, Xbox 360. And like he could barely get up past like round 7 or 8 or anything like that. So I was like, hey, let me try real quick. And I think I made it to like 11 or 12 or something. And like I was completely hooked. But I didn't even get my first console until about halfway through Black Ops 1. So I was extremely rusty by the time that hit.
So technically Black Ops was your first zombies game.
Yes, first zombies game. I was introduced in World at War for Xbox.
So you went right to the basics there. You're almost a zombie veteran.
I guess so.
Well, you've kept up that tradition nowadays as well, and you're looking forward to Black Ops 3. So I got another question for you. If you could create the next zombies map, what or where would it be?
Ooh, next zombies map. I would actually like to see one like in Paris.
Really?
Like, cause Origins was in France, like in the trench warfare, but like doing a little bit of the same time period, but like in a major city like Paris and everything like that.
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Connected in some way.
Yeah, because it was 1918 in that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Eiffel Tower by then, right?
Yeah. I think it was built in like the 1800s, if not earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know
really
how
cool.
to history. So.
But yeah, that'd be pretty cool to have a map there. For me, it would either have to be like a creepy hospital similar to Verrucht. Just bring back the scare factor, maybe put a basement in like they did in Mob of the Dead. But
oh, that'd be sick.
I would really love to
lights.
I'd really love to see a zombies map where every single map is connected in some way. Like maybe you could teleport from Buried to Verrucht using the fountains and stuff like that. I think that'd be sweet.
That'd be so hard.
Yeah, it would be, but it'd be pretty damn amazing if you think about it.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be a lot of programming. But that'd be cool as hell though.
Yeah, it'd probably take up like 10 to 15 gigabytes just for that map alone, but
easily.
Yeah, but let's get into the Black Ops 3 topics. So which new map are you more excited for? Shadows of Evil or The Giant?
I would actually have to say Shadows of Evil. Because I understand like The Giant it's a remake, it's a revamp. Brand new Easter eggs and everything. The staffs are back sort of in whatever way they're kind of going to be. But for the most part, we know the map. So we already know what the map is going to be like. We already know like where you're going to be able to run trains, how it's all going to flow.
Yeah, there's nothing too much new and interesting to it. It's kind of going back to the basics.
Yeah, but like with Shadows of Evil and everything, like there's completely new guns and anything. I don't know if they're going to introduce the newer guns in the Giant or not. But
well, if you recall in the Giant trailer, Tank Dempsey was holding like a futuristic pistol, so I think that they are gonna integrate the future weapons in, but still, it's gonna be a lot different.
Yeah, it'll be a whole lot different. But like with the Shadows of Evil and everything, like no one truly knows anything about it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
yeah, there's
true.
like leak after leak exposing like basically everything that it's going to come out within the next 20 years.
But
But
still, that's not
it's
enough information.
yeah, like nobody really knows how the map runs and everything like that. So
Yeah, exactly. I also am more excited for Shadows of Evil. I mean, we already can tell that Treyarch has put a ton of effort into this map, and them getting the extra time period, can see I can see no lacking at all in that map. I think it's going to be one of the better maps in my opinion.
yeah, I just don't want people to like diss it like they did Transit. Because everyone dissed Transit because it was like so big and so hard because the setup was too long, and
Mhm.
then a bunch of people like dissed Kino because it was too easy. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys want? Like,
I don't know. Many people have many different opinions.
yeah, I mean, I feel like Shadows of Evil should be about medium difficulty though. So
Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see because for a lot of people it's going to be their first Call of Duty, and then jumping into zombies from here, is that going to be something that they're going to get used to, or it do you have to play the previous games, cuz Transit was very complicated in the long run, especially for
yeah,
new
Transit
people.
was extremely complicated, but I'm more really concerned about Easter egg implementation.
Yeah, especially with the storyline, cuz it's already messed up from what we can tell, but it's going to be nice how they it's going to be interesting to see how they tie the bow. And that brings us to our final question, which is, do you think that the Black Ops 3 final map will be better than Moon and Origins? Make it for a great finale?
I would actually have to say yes. Easter egg wise, Moon was extremely good, but I didn't exactly like. I mean, as you guys can tell, I'm not exactly that good at the map.
Yeah, we both are very, very bad at the map, but I still have a love for it, so that's what's pushing me to
Yeah, I
play
mean,
it.
any zombies map is gonna stay dear. So,
Yeah, yeah, you come back to it
but
eventually.
gameplay wise, I really loved Origins. It had a great Easter egg and everything, but this is the last year for Vonderhaar because he's retiring from Treyarch and everything, and I feel like because he's the director and everything, he's definitely gotten in contact saying we need to go out with a bang. Because I'm not sure if, like, I don't even know what Treyarch will end up doing with their next game with a new director and everything. But
Yeah.
I feel like it should be extremely good and everything like that. So it, I do think it'll be the best one yet, depending on how you think of it.
Not trying to be biased, but I do have to agree with what you're saying. Like I said before, they did have that extra year to put all this together. I'm sure they did think about it a lot in the long run. I mean, Von der Haar was probably thinking about retiring from Treyarch for like at least a couple of years. So I'm sure he had this in mind the entire time, wanted something that'll bring out the that'll bring the Black Ops series to the end, and yeah, hopefully it's something that we can all appreciate, and yeah, hopefully that Von der Haar knows what he's doing. I'm sure he does. I mean, he's the voice of the whole Call of Duty community, which makes Treyarch's games one of the best-selling games, and yeah,
Exactly.
that's because of Von der Haar. That's mostly the reason why. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your favorite topic in these episodes, Twitter questions. So if you guys have any questions for me or the special guest, feel free to mention them to me on Twitter, or you could do so as well in the YouTube comments, but Twitter is preferably the better option. So let's get straight into it. Someone who wanted to remain anonymous asks, do you believe that the main storyline involving Samantha and Eddie will be implemented? Well, I think it would have to be implemented in my opinion, because otherwise how would you continue that main storyline, and how would you finish off with a bang like Z and I were talking about earlier?
Yeah, definitely. Because I didn't really pay attention during the Shadows of Evil trailer. I didn't look at like eye color of the zombies or anything like that, but
They were yellow.
oh, they were okay. But at the end,
but it's weird though. But because the sorry to interrupt, but the
oh, you're fine, you're
the
fine.
blood is purple, and I have a feeling that it's gonna be like a dream scene, like Mob of the Dead kind of was, where it wasn't really real, but it kind of was. If that makes sense.
Okay, well, like at the end of the Origins Easter egg, the cutscene, they all ran downstairs, and Samantha said, "Daddy says that he can find a way to make my
That he's
dream
got a
come true," or
plan.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It got a plan or something like that. So it may be. I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, it should easily be implemented, but
Yeah, and
other
especially
than
since
that,
this is apparently going to be the last Black Ops game, I can see why they would implement them, but I don't know. We'll just have to see where the story goes. And from what we can tell from the trailers, it seems that Eddie is already in it, so yeah. Alright, on to the next question. Mr. Titan Games asks, do you read/watch the leaks for zombies? Most of them, I have to painfully admit that I do, but it gets me excited, gets me motivated, and like I said, I don't look at all of them. I didn't take a look at that menu leak at all, unless it's the same one from many months ago. But other than that, I do kind of keep up with the leaks, see what's in the know-it-all in the zombies community. What about you, Z?
I've tried to refrain myself. I think I ended up watching one thing, and that was the gumballs. But like that's the thing. Like with all these leaks coming out, if you want to stay on top, you have to pay attention to leaks.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because I would rather wait and find it out like by itself and learn it all as I go. But it's just being there's like a new leak dropped every week now, and I don't like it. I try to refrain myself from them.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you gotta keep on top of it in the zombies community, so you gotta kind of pay attention to leaks, but you don't have to take it all in, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I can understand why people are upset, but it will sort of help you in the long run and just keep you a little bit more motivated. But at least, like, I bet you with all these leaks, we haven't even discovered 5% of what these maps are going to be. I mean, these are just little sneak peeks of what we're getting. We know that Treyarch is going to go full out and that they're hiding something much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, after years and years, apparently there's still Easter eggs we haven't even found, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was according to Treyarch at Comic-Con when somebody asked that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the final question of the night comes from AZK. Will we get another transit? I sure hope so. Oh boy. Well, if Shadows of Evil is as big as it looks in the trailer, then that could be like the Chicago transit. And if you guys took a look in the trailer, there were also those gondolas, not just one, but it seems like it was many going in one giant circle, so maybe there's an optional transit line that we can take, but I don't know what Z thinks about all this. Would you want another transit?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's certain things that I liked about transit, like the amount, how big it was, and how in order to do Easter eggs and get certain parts, you had to go off of the main line. But I was not fond of the denizens and the fog, obviously.
If they got rid of denizens, I wouldn't mind training in the fog. I think that would be a little bit of a challenge, and that they kind of force you to the main locations. But I think without denizens, it would make the map a lot better. I don't even know where those guys even came from.
Yeah, I don't know where they came from either. Like, it was just a random idea or something.
They needed to be more innovative, according to Mike Lomnia. Or what's his name? Mark Lomnia?
Think so, yeah.
Okay, fog rolling in guy. But yeah, that is gonna do it for this episode of Road to Black Ops 3. Z and I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching. And yeah, be sure to leave your Twitter questions on Twitter. Just tag me in them and I'll be sure to read them. YouTube is another option, but I prefer Twitter. So thank you everybody very much for watching. Thank you Z for being on the show.
No problem.
And we will talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
Peace.